This really boiled my blood when I saw it. It shows how ridiculous this country has become. This awful woman seems to get a lot of airtime to spew her anti-British hatred, especially by GB News. Here she is on GMTV recently.
Are people actually ashamed of being English? Thomas Skinner joins us now, along with the broadcaster Naurinder Kaur, who says it's hard to be proud of being English right now, and she worries the coronation is going to make things worse. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that is right. I do. I think it's very hard. Unfortunately, the St. George's flag, we should have national pride. I feel that every Englishman and woman should feel proud, but we can't feel proud when that flag has been hijacked by far-right groups. And what it actually represents is this ideology that by some virtue of a piece of cloth that we are superior to other nations. And it conveniently forgets our history of slavery links, of colonisation, and a history of genocide and everything that we've built up. And most countries that celebrate Independence Day, because I've seen a lot of people on social media saying, well, Ireland celebrate and America celebrate. Yeah. They celebrate because they're celebrating because they've come out of tyranny or invasion. England were the oppressors. They were the suppressors. England have got nothing to celebrate because they suppressed half of the world. And, but it doesn't work like that because you're saying, well we stopped that, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have involvement in slavery links.
I'm quite proud of it.
It's not just saying, because you're being ignorant, actually, Ed, because there's ignorance in that, because you're saying, actually, that, well, we saved it from fascism. We did do that. However, you also should also acknowledge how much genocide and colonialism and theft.
Who does she think she is, telling us we can't celebrate our national day and that we must be ashamed? And she just goes on and on and on.
As a woman of colour, I'd feel in this country that St. George's flag represents to me far-right racism and bigotry. And actually, we should be proud. What we should be proud of in Britain is actually we are diverse, we are multicultural.
Shall I tell you
and the good people of Britain will always want diversity and multiculturalism.
Absolutely right.
And that's what we should celebrate.
Totally right, but
there she is telling us we should celebrate everything and anything about this country except that which is traditionally and historically English. That's what she really means. But let's put aside the abomination that is Naurinder Kaur. What really got to me was the TV show GMTV. It was coming up to St. George's Day and was meant to be a time of celebration and national pride. Yet, a mainstream TV programme with a massive national audience decided to invite this woman on, knowing full well she was going to start expressing her hatred for all things English. In fact, that is the very reason they invited her on. Proves we're a country ashamed of itself and riddled with self-loathing. And this was the level of counter-argument against her hatred.
Absolutely right.
And that's what we should celebrate.
Totally right. But aren't the good people of Britain also represented by those flags?
No. Well, actually, sadly, no. Sadly, that flag needs to be reclaimed by moderate voices. Moderate voices need to be louder than the far-right voices who say, oh, waving this flag.
No, I think you're wrong there. I do think you're wrong there. Like, listen, just because a few people have hijacked the flag here doesn't mean that for everyone else throughout the country should not be proud to be English or British. Like, I love that I'm from England.
What are you proud about, Thomas?
Everything. Fish and chips, cups of tea, going to work.
I love it.
Everything about England I love. Stonehenge, we've got beautiful history as well as bad history.
They seem pitiful reasons compared to the bad. We have a Home Secretary that dreams about sending...
I just think...
If St. George was alive and came to this country, he'd be actually sent to Rwanda right now. We have a Home Secretary we don't welcome asylum seekers. We are not being inclusive. And I think Britain is about including people. Yes. It is about diversity. And that's what we should do. But we're not seeing that.
Of course it is.
Now, I like this guy. If you are going to have her on, then at least invite someone on who can push back at her. Professor Nigel Bigger recently wrote his book Colonialism and says the British Empire is increasingly showing itself to have been a force for good. Why wasn't he invited on? Or Douglas Murray? Or many others? Even I would have happily gone on. I'm no expert, but neither is she. She's free to say whatever she wants, but St. George's Day is not the time or place to have her and her narrative on mainstream TV. If they insist on it, then at least have someone on who can make a strong counter-argument. In all honesty, I'm disgusted with GMTV for doing this, especially at a time when the nation is already engaged in self-flagellation. We need a positive narrative. It was almost like they wanted to push her narrative as the correct one. Luckily, because of how rude and obnoxious she is, it may be the case she just made herself look bitter and angry.